Nobody has seen more ups and downs this season than the goaltending duo brought in to lead the charge for this year's Calder Cup. One, a hot young Vancouver prospect whose future NHL career seems almost assured. The other, a veteran AHL goalie. He is once again tasked with the mantle of carrying this team after a season-ending injury sidelined the team's #1 goaltender. And now there's a third, just getting his feet wet in his pro career.
When Eddie was injured, I should backtrack, I guess. At the start of the season, we were going into, I thought, the best goalie combo in the league. We had two number ones. I thought, Eddie Lack and Matt Climie were going to be, the duo that are going to take us to the promised land in so many words. And, it's the backbone. It's what we wanted. And, we're building our team around the goaltending. And then Eddie to get injured kind of put us in a spot. And, Matt stepped up as the number one, has done unbelievable. He actually, even when Eddie was playing and Matt was getting playing time, Matt was playing unbelievable, but we couldn't score any goals for him. And now Matt's, carrying the team. We got Joe Cannata as our other goalie that plays basically 1 out of every 3, and he's been outstanding for us. He's sitting with a great record. If you look at his goals against, I think it's like 220. His save percentage is like 925, and you can't ask anything more from a goalie, especially in the first year.
Coming into the beginning of the season, I would have, put our 2 goaltenders up against anybody in the league, and I would have think, consensus that we had 2 of the best goaltenders in Eddie and Matt to start the season. Obviously, Eddie, with all his issues and finally having the surgery, things changed, and there was concern. There was concern that Matty would have to play too many games, and we weren't sure about Joe Cannata. He wasn't really playing much in Kalamazoo, and came up here, and we were at a stretch there where, I ran with Matty. We were trying to get our wheels underneath us. We were trying to get ourselves going, and Matty was the one that kind of helped spark us. But you know what? We got fortunate or unfortunate. Matty got hurt. Joe had to play 7 or 8 games in a consecutive stretch, and really showed his colors and really stepped up and matured very quickly. And then we got Matty back and got playing again, and we got Joe. We went to send him down to Kalamazoo just to play a couple of games because we had an easier schedule. And then Joe came in and again played 2 really strong games, and that's real solid for us. Now he feels good about himself playing at this level. Both goaltenders are going to have to be leaned upon, and I knew Matty was what he is, and in American League he's an extremely strong goaltender and can win you a game any single night. Now I feel comfortable putting Joe in there, and I think his teammates also feel very comfortable with either goaltender, and that's very positive.
For Eddie Lack, this season has been about what he could not do, and coming to terms with that fact.
I know my body best, and there's no one that's inside my body and can know how I feel, but they want to get me on the ice as soon as possible. I understand that, and I really tried, but I just couldn't do it. So
for Matt Climie, the situation is a little more ambiguous.
The big thing with goaltending is just having the open mindset and not really looking too far in the future. So a lot of times it's just, you kind of take it, as cliche as it sounds, it's one day at a time and one practice, just because there's so many variables and there's so many things that can happen, and with call-ups or trades or injuries, and it was just that situation this year with Eddie going down with the injury and having a season ending injury is always tough, but at the same time it opens up a door for me as well as Joe to step in and get more playing time.
In fact, even he seems sort of unsure when asked to define his year.
It's been kind of a grind. I mean, we've had a lot of good games. We've had a lot of kind of average games, and I'd probably the high so far was probably the weekend in Abbotsford. We went there, and it was a tough place to play with the Vancouver Brass and with the big crowd and everything else, and we found a way to get 2 wins. And it is what it is. I mean, it's going all right, but I feel we as a team we have so much more to give, and it's been disappointing at times, but I've also feel it's been good, and I've been confident at times too. So I mean, it's just kind of both ends of the spectrum, and and there's still lots of hockey left too. So I mean, we gotta just find a way to keep playing and to keep winning games.
It isn't about highs and lows for Matt. He points this out when we ask why a 2-game road trip so early in the season stands out for him. After all, so much has happened in between.
And you played really well on the road. So would you call those highs or no?
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of.
I don't really, I mean, there's so many games, and after a while, they all kind of tie in together, and I don't try to get too high, and I don't try to get too low, so I mean, I'm not really, there's not one specific game where I'm like, yeah, that's my high, because I want to, continue to get better and have, bigger highs.
As the playoff push heats up, the Wolves now host a trio. One in the stands, one on the bench, and one in the crease.
Climie the save! The Wolves win! And they move on up from the standings!
If Wednesday's Oklahoma City game is any indication of what the future holds, there just might be more highs in store for Matt Climie and for this hockey team.